be part 2 of the tutorial from yesterday, where I was making a tutorial on how to make a custom empire for Space Empires 4. Pretty much most of what I showed you so far is most of what you really need to know. But today I'm going to be trying to see how many of these pictures I could get done. So I actually did a little bit off screen. I was taking pictures and I went into GIMP and I'm trying to clean up the pictures so that way I could use these as, uh, you know, portrait pictures, I think. Yeah. So GIMP image is an alternative to Adobe Photoshop that you can use to do this because it's free, and I'd rather just use a free program like this instead of paying a subscription to another one that does the same thing. We want the background to be black because that's like the default background color. GIMP is a lot better to do this than it's better to do this in GIMP than in Photoshop. Now, I took this picture. Well, the pictures that I took of the Iyanden stuff so far were pictures that I took in-game in Dawn of War. So you can tell that this is an Aeldari Wraith Lord. And I should mention to Agent Bird that I'm now live. So this right here is our... This could be a small troop. I think that I'm going to make the Titans the larger troops. Medium and large. So what we want to do now is see if we can get like a symmetrical box. There we go. Symmetrical. Image. Crop to selection. And then let's overwrite Wraithlord JPG. And we've got this. So let's use that to replace the small troop. So the name is Eldar Iyanden, because this is going to be the one for Iyanden. And but hang on a second. Do I already have it open? No, I don't. I closed it. So I am going to change the size of this to 128. And then I'm going to copy it. Copy. And then paste it. I don't know why it's not going to let me do it. So, for some reason, it doesn't like this folder. Probably because I had this folder from before. Alright. I'm just going to delete this one because the one that's over here is the same one. And I'll just make all my changes in here. Troop small. There we go. And for the mini portrait, this one is, I think it's 36 by 36. Yeah, it is. 36 by 36. Select all, copy, which is Control C, and then paste. There you go. So my computer's glitching on me and it's not showing it, but it copied fine. This one changed. Okay. So I don't know why it's glitching on me like that, but it works. So I can then delete this, and then I've got this picture. So you're going to see in real time me editing a picture, because I mostly did the other one. But this one you're going to see in real time. So here's a listening post. I'm going to make this the satellite, because I don't think the Eldar really have like satellites or anything. Yeah. So you're going to see how I do it, which is kind of a cheap way of doing it, but whatever. Who cares? Yeah. Fuck. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to spread this one over there. I'm going to zoom in here. There we go. I might have to get some of that with GIMP. Like whatever is too like intricate, I won't be able to really like do anything about. So, in case Agent Bird is watching this, for whom the tutorial is made, what I'm demonstrating right now is how to edit pictures, so that way the background is black. You want the background to be black because it just makes everything look better. I mean, you could do it this way. Well, this is going to be the satellite, so it's the background should be black. I might just like use GIMP for a lot of this just to make it go faster, but this part right here I'm going to want to edit manually. So this process is not going to be all that pleasant, but There we go. Okay. Normally I would have like music or a podcast playing in the background, but I don't want to get hit with another copyright claim again. Because when I was playing Civ 4 Colonization, apparently some of the music that came with the game is copyrighted, and I had entire sections of my Let's Play muted, which I think is stupid, but I think it's stupid because there's streamers who actually just who do that and they get away with it, but I got automatically claimed, and that's not fair. But you can do whatever you want when you're big. Alright. I think I'll finish that in GIMP. So I'll just do that. Whoops. Didn't want to go that far. Alright. So I'm going to reduce this one to 128. And then Control C, Control V. Now one thing that you'll notice is I will resize it by going back and then change the size to 36, because that way the detail will be better. So that's how I do it. You could take a picture that's 128 size and change it to 36 from there, but it tends to not look as good when you do that, so that's why I do it like this. Whoops, I don't want to do that. Select all, copy, paste. And let's hope that nothing broke. And then we have this picture. I'm going to do something similar. $40, $52. Copy that, and then there we go. That way I get some leeway here. Can I like rotate this? You know what? Because I don't think you can rotate it the way I want to rotate it in. So I don't think you can do that in Paint, but I can do it in GIMP. I know that. No, I don't want to. I'll rotate it. And then move. And then rotate. Yeah, maybe scale this one up. Yeah, that's good enough. And I'm going to hope that that does not royally screw this up. So let's test it. Okay, good, it works. Alright. I know what I said earlier, but since we don't really have the best picture, we are going to take this one and shrink it down to 36. Actually, now that I think about it, I forgot to have inventory. Well, I will have the pop portrait, though. Okay. What's an easy one we could do? We could do the colony ship next, because that one I think is just a palette swap. After all, this one is just a palette swap of the Minbari ship. But you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the original file, though. So that came straight from the B5 mod. So okay. Let's see. So this is where I like to go. I like to go on Lunapic. I think it's replace color. Yeah. All right. So this is the program that I like to use to do this. Yeah, that's the picture. All right. Change color tint. So, oh yeah, that looks really good. There it is. Save image as. CSP for colony ship portrait. And let's do the other one. Change color tint. How do I clear this? It's been a while since I did this. choose file. I think this is the one that I chose. Yeah, that's not what I wanted it to do. Wait. I'm going to delete that one since we don't need it now. How do I... Oh yeah, now I remember. Because I did this when I was making custom skins for Dawn of War. I don't remember how I think it's... Is it Colorize? I think it's Colorize. Oh, I could have used this program instead. Now that's definitely not what I want to do. Well, that's pretty much what we want. Alright, so let's open these. You definitely don't want to save the pictures that you get off of LunaPic as the BMP files that you would use. You want to take BMP files that you know work and then change those. Just trust me on that, because if you get a BMP file from LunaPic, your stuff will not work. Trust me on that one. So we copy that, and then we paste it here, because the original file is going to work, but the one we get off LunaPic does not. And to play it safe, I'm going to do the same thing with the BMP image. I mean the image that we got off of GIMP. I can't think today. I was at the gym earlier. I was working out. And I plan on going to the Warhammer store later to actually go and see, do some stuff. And you basically do that with the rest of all these pictures. And it's kind of a tedious, long process. But, I think that would teach you what you really need to know. Because, like, there was a website that I got a lot of these, like, ships from. And that website, I think it was called... let me go here. So I think it was Eldari Corsair cruisers. I don't remember what kind of cruiser the... So this is a Shadow. I don't remember what kind of cruisers or what, but I do know that... let's see, what did I have as the light cruiser? I have that as a light cruiser for that. I'm going to go for the battleship. Or not the battleship. I'm going to go for a battle cruiser. Because the battle cruiser is the one that you're going to see as the portrait. So I think that's the one that's currently the battle cruiser. Yeah, so this is what the big picture of it looks like. So this is the Biltan one. This one is the Ulthwé one. We have Biltan and Ulthwé. And now let's do Iyanden. So this is the Iyanden one. So let's open that picture in a different tab. Let's take a snip of this. You know, I'm tempted to freeform this, because that way we could just take what we need. If you're afraid that you're too clumsy with the freeform tool, just don't feel bad about just taking a square box. But this is going to give us a much better thing to work with. That I am proud of. And I think snipping it like that is going to make this a lot easier to do. Alright. So let's take our battle cruiser that we already have. And let's take this picture. Let's just... it doesn't want to cooperate with me today. Microsoft Paint is being a butt. So I'm going to do this way then. Alright. Of course not. Really? Okay. And you just got to clean it up like this. It's not going to be super noticeable. I mean, it's kind of a noticeable blemish a little bit, but in game, hardly anyone's going to notice or care. Okay, so let's see, how wide is the ship in here? It's pretty much as far wide as it goes. So I'm just going to actually just resize this to being 128. Select all, Control C, Let's get rid of this. I'm going to put that red line there just to make it apparent to me where the center is. And there we go. That is that ship. I think that the portraits are easier to do than the top-down views. The top-down views, a lot of those I drew myself, or I got them from like another ship set picture. Eldari warships sprites. This is a lot more tricky because a top-down view is kind of hard to get. Some of them I just drew myself simply because there wasn't really like anything for me to go off of. Like this picture. This I think I drew myself. Yeah. This one obviously I drew myself. I don't feel like reinventing the wheel. I could like show you painstakingly attempting to draw something, but I think after all that, I'm just gonna take what's already been done and just let's see. Zoom in. Colors, colorize. Yeah. From a distance, it's going to look good enough. How about export this to downloads? And then I'm just going to copy and paste that. Select all, control. There we go. And basically, you just do that for the rest of the ships until you're all done. And all the other stuff. So that pretty much shows you how to do that process. I'm not going to like painstakingly go through absolutely everything. You can do that on your own. But just to show you this working, I'm going to go back into my Warhammer 40,000 mod that I was working on. And then put this back. It's copying it. And let's delete what we don't need. and to see if everything's working. There we go. So now we've got 3 Eldar factions. We've got Bil-Tan, we've got Ulthwé, with both of those I did off screen, and we have Ionden. So yeah, we got 3 Eldar factions. So I hope that was helpful to you. And I will be streaming throughout the week probably. I won't be streaming every single day, but that's a topic for another day. I hope this helped you. And I'll see you some other time.